My name is Oben Sabari. I was once asked, what inspired me to start doing comedy? Well, I saw that girl on TV bragging about making a killing selling pictures of her feet online. And I'm not making this up, just Google it. There is a pretty healthy market out there for stuff like that. I mean, depending on what you call healthy, but people purchase all kinds of weird stuff on the internet. Farts, for example. I mean, I was thinking to myself, but why the hell am I still doing 9 to 5? Listen, I'm not sure about my feet, okay? But when it comes to farting, I believe that I can fart just as good as anyone else out there. So I created my own website. I mean, I put someone else's picture on it though, because I figured that it may matter whose face matches the farts being sold. Okay? I mean, think about it. I mean, with a fart, harvested out of Rihanna's or Beyonce's ass cost the same as a fart blown out of Harvey Weinstein's ass. On the first week, I got 200 orders. I mean, I was looking pretty good. Unfortunately, a few days later, I started getting requests for refunds. And it's clearly noted in our policies that there would be no refund for a fart jar that had been opened. Most of the clients complained that the farts were a bit too strong for their taste. And they insinuated that they were being scammed. Basically, they didn't believe that the farts came from the person in the picture. And some of the questions and comments started to sound quite racist. Like one guy asked if those farts came from an Indian, and another one said, well, those farts must have been from an African. And then there was one guy who started to get real political. I mean, he complained about everything being made in China and that he made it very clear he only wanted farts that were harvested in America and from an American. So I wrote him back. Sir, those farts you received from that jar were harvested in America. And for your information, I am an American. I just happened to have Chinese for dinner that night. Isn't it? So basically, after I failed my after I failed in my farting endeavor, I was faced with a dilemma. Should I keep doing 9 to 5, or should I start doing comedy? So I chose comedy. Now, isn't it crazy, that when guys can't read vibes that are obvious to everyone else except them, like my friend Paul, got drunk at the bar and he started hitting on a lesbian who was chilling with her girlfriend. And he's talking about, well, he's playing hard to get. And I'm like, no, dude, she just want to be got by you. I mean, that must be pretty annoying, right? I mean, it's like sitting at a restaurant enjoying the meal you ordered, but a waitress mistakenly placed a pecan pie in front of you when you have an allergy to nuts. I mean, some people have, some people question, the reasoning why I wear makeup during my routines. Now listen, I mean, everyone out there has a part of your body that you may not be too proud of. Something you would rather hide. Mine just so happened to be my face, which can be pretty tricky to hide. Okay? For instance, I mean, I have heard about, women out there having 3 titties. I haven't observed, one with my own eyes, but I have heard the rumors. And by the way, just a free idea. If there is really a woman out there with 3 titties, you might need to start thinking of opening an online business, okay? And if you are the one, the only thing I want for my free idea is a free subscription. Now, let's take, for instance, the genital area. I mean, there are so many things that can go wrong down there. I mean, you have guys, bulked up, walking around in muscle shirts, showing off, but they only have one nut. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's a medical condition called monarchism. But it's the kind of stuff you may live your entire life with and nobody would ever notice. Even if you were sleeping with someone, I mean, unless they are one of those people who are obsessed with nuts. Those people who like to, touch the nuts, play with them, suck them, and all that. Because it's not typically the kind of stuff we consider when entering a relationship. Like you would stepping out for a date and your parents be like, hey, honey, remember to check his nuts. Make sure they are both present. No, it's the kind of stuff you wouldn't find about until you start having problem conceiving. Why didn't you tell me about your damn missing nut? But I only miss one nut. What the fuck? You can't even have a damn baby. By the way, missing a nut actually does not prevent you from conceiving, okay? And there is another condition down there called hypospadias. Sound like some Egyptian name, but in layman terms it means that the whole of the penis is somewhere on the shaft instead of the tip. I mean, I knew about hypospadias a long time ago back home in Haiti. I just didn't know what it was. A girl I was friends with told me about it. Her name was Georgette. And no, she did not have hypospadias, okay? She didn't even have a penis. But when it came to sex, I mean, for Haiti, Georgette was way ahead of her generation. She was fun, she was liberated, she was curious. And this is how Georgette found out about hypospadias. So she was sucking a man's penis once. And as things, got heated up, she pulled back, for a quick second to catch her breath. And she said something to the effect of, you are a bad boy. You want to come into my mouth? But that was bad timing. The man didn't even say one word. He just shoved his penis right back down her throat. And then he ejaculated. But semen sprayed all across her face and in her eyes. But she was so excited that her judgment got a bit cloudy too. And so she didn't think anything of it, okay? And it's not like that was the first time, she got semen sprayed across her face, okay? But as she cooled down, she started to realize that something wasn't right. Because this time, the penis was not pointing at her face. It was inside her mouth. That would be like a guy pointing a gun to your face, but the bullet rips your balls off. I mean, what kind of pressure did that semen come out with that it would escape her mouth and spray across her face? Georgette was curious. So for those of you criticizing or wondering why I put makeup on my face for my routines, well, unlike those other people, I don't have the luxury of covering my face with a piece of underwear.